What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are here for another breakdown video with a little behind the scenes of a simple one-person interview setup. This was done in under like 20 minutes, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how we did it and exactly how you can replicate it. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. This was a simple golf course club interview that we wanted to get some of the members to talk about how good the club was. I showed up pretty simple. This was not anything that was going to be huge. We knew this going into the shoot that it was going to be pretty quick and simple, and we were just trying to get it fast so the members could get out of the heat and back onto the course and enjoying themselves. So with that being said, right back there, I did have my Sony FS7, which was going to be the front-on A cam, and then I also had my B cam, which was my Sony A7S3. So I had the FS7 A7S3. The FS7 right there had a 70-135 f2.8 DZO film lens, and then my Sony had the Sigma 18-70 f2.8. We were both rocking f2.8 on both cameras, and I can't remember the focal length, but I'm pretty sure I tried to stay pretty zoomed in for both of these. So yeah, we did no external lighting whatsoever. So we were just working with sunlight, and the sun was out, so it was very harsh. I had no diffusion, no nothing. This was just throw up on a tripod, make it look good. And as you guys can see, it turned out pretty good for the setup that we had. So my key was I tried to find some shade, as much shade as possible, but not too much because I didn't want their face to be dark. Which you can see in some shots. Unfortunately, that's just the way it came out because of the area they chose that they wanted to have it shot at. But a lot of the areas we were able to get to, there was a white building. For this scene right here, there was a white building behind the camera, so a lot of the light was able to bounce back onto our subject's face, which helped illuminate him because I didn't have a bounce board or anything. So there was nothing. So we were under the shade, so it didn't have anything harsh on his face. And then I used the white building behind me to kind of reflect some of that light onto his face the best that we could possibly make it. And it was also hard because they were very specific on what they wanted to see in the background. And you know, sometimes when you're in these situations, you got to explain to them like, hey, I know this is what you want it to look like in the back, but like, given the circumstances, it might not look good if you are completely dark and then you just see a nice green golf course. Like, it just doesn't, the effect still doesn't, you know, it doesn't work that well. Yeah, the A7S3 just looks beautiful right here with the background being blurred. I did have an ND filter on both of these, so that was crucial in order to get like the higher or the lower f-stop to get the background blurry and then still have it not overexposed or anything. So yeah, so this one came out pretty good. There was another one, as you can see right here, where it doesn't look bad, but she definitely kind of looks like it's like, you know, she could be a little bit more illuminated. Now this is something I could definitely bring up in post, which I did not because we were on such a deadline, but I could have cropped her out and kind of just up the exposure value maybe a little bit to get her more brighter. I feel like she's just a little darker than the actual background, which doesn't look good. The same with this gentleman here in the blue. The background looks too bright because that was all exposed to natural daylight, and we were just under a full-blown tree, so there was no light coming in our area, which, you know, something you just got to work around. But I think it came out pretty good for the circumstances we had. In the line of work I do, it's a lot of run and gun. There's no setup times. It's like, hey, chop, 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 we're getting done, you know. So yeah, the front-on shots right here with this woman, you can see it looks really good with the blue in the background, the pool, but she just looks super, super dark. So that's something to you know, think about when you guys are shooting your scenes. Where the light's coming from, what time of day you were there. We were there at like 12, so the sun was really kind of about to be directly above us, which is like the worst possible time to be shooting. So we had a lot of things that were not working in our favor, but we were able to figure out solutions and maneuver our way around to make the scene, you know, work. And I know when I sent this to the client, they had no problem whatsoever. You know, they loved it. So for me, there was like a million things going off in my head that I wanted to change that I wish I could have done. But sometimes, you know, you just got to work with what you got. But this is a perfect example of, you know, the circumstances are not in your favor, but you're able to work around it and make something happen out of it. It's not impossible. You can show up with 2 tripods, 2 cameras, and some ND filters, and, you know, it turns out pretty good. Yeah, and then I'll link the video to this, to the final end product that we end up making for this golf course. And yeah, pretty simple video today, guys. I appreciate you tuning in every Sunday for a video breakdown that I've done. If you guys have any questions on what you want to see, any tips, tricks, all that, make sure to follow me in the socials below. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.